What kind of genre would you use to describe Gremlins? Is it horror? Comedy? Fantasy? A Christmas movie? It's all of them combined. Blending different genres and tones is not an easy feat. Some movies seem to change tone effortlessly, even multiple times, and Gremlins is one of those. Let me share some wisdom with you. The 1984 movie Gremlins had a lot of talent involved. At the right place, at the right time. The director Joe Dante described Gremlins as "It's a Wonderful Life meets the birds." The script was written by Chris Columbus of Home Alone and Harry Potter fame, who originally envisioned the movie as a straight-out horror feature. But important to note, Steven Spielberg produced, and I think one can feel his influence over the movie, in a good way. But we will come back to this later. Primarily, the film falls into the horror and comedy genres, creating a unique mix that includes elements of both. The film starts as a lighthearted and charming Christmas story, but takes a dark turn when the cute creatures called Mogwai transform into destructive gremlins. Spoilers for the whole movie. Starting like a nowadays typical 80s fantasy movie with borderline mystical Chinese flair, an inventor is looking for a Christmas present for his son and gets his hands on the Mogwai Gizmo. Although the owner refuses the offer, the grandson seals the deal and explains the 3 rules for a Mogwai.
Look, mister, there's 3 rules you've got to follow. Keep him out of the light. He hates bright light, especially sunlight. It'll kill him. And keep him away from water. Don't get him wet. But the most important rule, the rule you can never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never feed him after midnight. You got it?
Sure, kid, whatever you say.
The rest of the movie takes place in the small town Kingston Falls, and it becomes a family-friendly Christmas movie. Here we meet the star of the movie. Barney! One of the best boys to ever grace the screen. This sweet fella has to melt your heart. A very talented dog who doesn't get the recognition he deserves. His owner Billy is the protagonist though. Billy works at the local bank with Judge Reinhold and Phoebe Cates. Oh, and he befriends a young Corey Feldman. It is as 80s as it can be. I like some little touches like Billy has Barney with him for work and accidentally has his name sign upside down. Nice little things that add up to the whole ordeal, keeping it in the vein of Spielberg. Judge Reinhold is after Phoebe Cates again, who also works as a barkeeper, but she's still not interested in him. After fast times at Richmond High, Reinhold can't seem to let go. But she is more into Billy, so Reinhold has no agenda left in the movie and disappears. At home we see the success of Daddy Peltzer's inventions before he arrives. Adding to the comedic elements. Billy gets his Christmas present early as it has to be fed and brief. This is Gizmo, showing off his cuteness. Billy shows Gizmo to Corey, who breaks the first rule by accident. A Mogwai shouldn't get into contact with water. Therefore, a few balls of fur pop off Gizmo's back, evolving into other Mogwais, but with a different demeanor than Gizmo. The new batch is more mischievous. Barney is in danger, so he and Daddy Peltzer are out of the picture. Now the smooth transition from a family Christmas movie to a horror creature feature with violent kills begins. The second rule is broken and the Mogwais, except for Gizmo, turn into gremlins. Gizmo originally should have turned into the role Stripe fulfilled as the leader of the Gremlins. But thankfully Spielberg saw the potential of him. This cute boy meant a lot of merchandise opportunities. And also he saw him as the hero of the movie. Anyway, the Mogwai hatched from their facehugger eggs, and as they turn from cute Mogwai into gremlins, the movie leans heavily into horror territory. Mommy Peltzer has to fend off the little shits and This movie was rated PG when it came out. Imagine a 6-year-old in the cinema with his parents watching the Gremlins getting obliterated. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and this movie were the perpetrators to create the nowadays common PG-13 rating. As already said in the early stages of the script, it was more horror focused. Billy returns home from his first encounter with a gremlin and saves his mother. Now, originally it was planned that his mother's head rolled down the stairs as he arrived, and Barney would have been eaten by the creatures at this point. Thank God that didn't happen. Stripe, the leader, flees the scene and cannonballs into a pool at the YMCA. I was 8 years old when I secretly watched this movie without the knowledge of my parents, so this sort of became my first foray into horror movies. When I saw Stripe sinking down, I knew shit was going down. I was scared and hyped up at the same time for what was coming next. Billy seeks help from the police, but they don't really believe the incoming danger, and oh my god, is this... Mike? Alright, so that's where he has been before moving to Albuquerque. Anyway, Stripe and his offspring start to terrorize the townsfolk and actually murder a whole bunch of them. But here's the thing. They have quite a loony and cartoony approach, and I can't help myself but laugh at their shenanigans. It is played for laughs, at least for now. A whole bunch of them assemble in Phoebe's bar, and it's here where we suddenly fall into a Muppet movie madness. The Gremlins are goofing around and having the time of their lives. It's top-notch anarchic absurdity. But when Stripe is shooting another Gremlin, we know they have nothing to hold on to. There are no boundaries for them, they do as they please, and have no consequences in mind. So we don't forget amidst all their fun how dangerous their existence is. Phoebe manages to get out and hides with Billy and Gizmo at their common workplace. Here she is able to deliver one of the darkest moments of the whole movie. Her chilling, tragic backstory. It encapsulates the whole genre bending of the movie in a weird way. It's a story around Christmas, with something really horrible happening, and a morbid sense of humor. Anyway, the plot has to move forward, so Billy, Phoebe and Gizmo go outside and notice how quiet the town has become. Gremlins need a little bit of balance in life, so every one of them is gathered at the cinema. Stripe sneaks away for candy, and the heroes go for Shoshana's plan in Inglourious Basterds, and burn the cinema to the ground with all these nasty creatures in it. But they are noticed and get chased by the swarm. They manage to escape the critters and blow the cinema up. Stripe is baffled as he was gone only for a moment, and now everything is going to hell for his kind. Billy wants to end this nightmare by killing off Stripe, and so they follow him into the store. The last set piece begins. Stripe channels his inner Jigsaw and acts as a crazy slasher movie villain, once again reminding us how dangerous one gremlin alone can be. Throwing saw blades, attacking with a chainsaw and shooting Billy. But it's still sprinkled with comedic bits. Daddy Pelzer and our best boy Barney are back in town. Gizmo leases a Barbie car and comes to aid Billy. Stripe wants to multiply again, so the gang stops him by lighting up his life, and holy mother of Jesus! The special effects on this movie are good. The Pelzers go home and hope nobody finds out that this debacle is their fault, because punishment surely would follow. Gizmo's owner disturbs their happy ending and demands Gizmo back, but lets him say goodbye to Billy in his cute voice.
Bye, Billy.
So hopefully Barney gets the attention he deserves again. In essence, Gremlins is often considered a horror comedy classic, and its ability to balance scares with humor has made it a beloved and enduring film in pop culture. A degenerate Looney Tunes Christmas horror movie. What's not to like? It also has some neat setup and payoffs, and nice little gags like the time machine at the Inventors Convention. The work time from Mr. Stiegel. Spielberg cruising around. The practical effects can't be praised enough, as it was a pain in the ass for the crew to realize the creatures. But I think it pays off and adds a tactile and visually engaging quality to the film. So the next time you see a movie switching between tones or even genres, and it is succeeding, don't take this as granted, because this endeavor takes a lot of effort to not feel misplaced. Like pineapple on a pizza. Adding an unexpected ingredient to your meal can screw up the whole thing, so you have to know what you're doing. Let's go and appreciate when something gels for our entertainment as it was intended. Let me know in the comments below which movie is your favorite that switches between genres or tones. Thanks for watching.